Welcome to the Recovery Oracle. My name is Veda, and I am pleased to have you in this space with me. This reading is going to be a little bit different today because I have had a few energetic, spiritual, emotional, and mental deaths and rebirths since I last recorded a video, and therefore I have been gone for a few days. I am returning with a new perspective on things, and I am not here to be your tarot reader. I am here to guide you to your own divinity, to your soul's path. Sometimes that may include pulling the tarot, but I realized that I have been going about it in the wrong way for my soul's path and my spirit. And what I'm here to do is to connect you to the source consciousness that you are, that I am, that is the I am that we all are. And so in doing that, I feel the need to share a little bit more about myself in these readings. So I will be bringing through things about me, and I am a mirror of you. So I feel that we will be able to connect on a deeper level by me doing this. I also feel that I need to keep my highest eternal soul self at the forefront of these readings and not get lost in my head. So I may start moving more slowly, I may speak more slowly, I may take more deep breaths and really heart center myself as opposed to just reading cards for you. Again, I am not a tarot reader for you. Those cards are a tool for me to connect you to your divine consciousness, to the larger non-physical aspect of your eternal soul self, and guide you on the path to overcoming addiction, overcoming all obstacles in our physical reality in this lifetime as much as I am able to do so. So thank you so much for being here. This reading is really going to hopefully you'll get to know me and deeper aspects of yourself through this reading. I'm going to be using these cards. This is the Cosmic Crossroads Oracle. They have an individual word on them, like love, right? So when these individual words come through, this is my cue that this is what your guides and angels, communicating with my guides and angels, would like me to speak on from my perspective about what I've been through, and then how it can relate to you. So it's a whole new channel. Welcome to the Recovery Oracle. My name is Veda, and I am pleased to have you in the space with me. If you are in recovery, if you are considering recovery or have a loved one that is in recovery, you are in the right space and you are in a safe space. But don't expect this to be as it has been. We're going to be doing things a little more aligned with source at this time from now on. Guides and angels, for the highest and greatest good of this recovery collective, what do you want me to share about right now? Remember, I am a reflection of you, a mirror of you. So confusion. All right, so there's some confusion. Okay, so not relating this back to you, I'm going to state where I've been a bit confused lately, right? So I've had some confusion around this channel. I had an end goal in mind, not an end goal, but I know that it is in my destiny to, because I've been through addiction, I've been through grief and loss, the suicide of a partner, multiple overdoses, prison time, an abusive childhood, all of these things that I needed to bring together a community of people to let you know that that you are capable of so much more, that we can overcome these things. On the adverse childhood experiences test, which many of you may have done in therapy or treatment, it's a list of 10 questions, and I score and if you have over a score of like 4 out of 10, you're more at risk for mental illnesses, obesity, diseases, diseases, right? All of these things, they have a list of statistics. I have a 9 out of 10 on that test. And in the last year, I went from having bipolar, depression, anxiety, and being very, very, very heavily in addiction. My former partner hung himself on my birthday 2 years ago. Prison time, all of it, overdoses, burning my body alive. I don't have any mental illnesses anymore. I don't have ADHD. I don't have bipolar. I don't have depression. I don't have anxiety. I've overcome these things. So I had a bit of confusion with this channel, back to the confusion, right? Of exactly what my role was. How am I because I have these ideas, this grand scheme of ideas for treatment centers, beyond treatment centers, these centers where people can overcome all obstacles, like building a center of wellness and healing the core wounds, and getting in touch with the source consciousness that you are, and understanding your soul's path and your destiny and your purpose and reason for being here. For example, if you have been in addiction and you come from a family that is addicts, then you know for a fact that your soul came into a family of addicts because your soul, previous to coming here, looked down at that family and said, I can be the one to end that. I can heal that family. Our souls come here to heal bloodlines. Our souls come here to overcome and learn lessons. If you didn't come from a family of addiction and you fell into addiction yourself, know that you've done that in a previous lifetime and you came back to overcome it and learn the lesson of it and get through it and over on the other side. You didn't come here to stay in recovery forever. You didn't come here to forever identify as an addict, as an alcoholic. Your soul is not that. Your soul is divine perfection. It's source consciousness. It's love. It's pure. And if we could see ourselves the way that the divine sees us, if we could see the light that we are, from the aspect of the angel's eyes, from the higher dimensional light beings that have known our souls eternally, that have been with us for all this time, we would never, ever, ever have any doubt, any fear, any reason for confusion. Because confusion only comes from doubt and fear. Confusion only comes from expectation. Confusion only comes from not surrendering to the will of the divine, and not just knowing that when you're disconnected from source, you're not in a state of knowing that you are exactly where you're meant to be at all times, or you would not be there. Confusion only comes from having expectations about the way things are supposed to be, and then them not being that way. When we can connect with source, when we can stay centered in truth and light and love and peace, despite any outside conditions, despite any programming, any learned behaviors, any structures and systems that have been built and instilled by men, or by man, being men and women, but there's the whole there's some patriarchal wounding in the world, and I think we're all aware of that. We're working on it, and that's where the divine feminine is coming into play. We're healing all of this so that we can come into union as a whole being, a healed divine masculine, a healed divine feminine, into union as a whole perfect being. But okay, where was I going with that? When we can stay centered despite anything that we've learned, anything that we've been told, and trust our intuition, and trust our inner knowing, and trust what listening to our bodies. Our bodies are transmitting signals to us all the time of what feels good, following what feels good, what feels right, what your heart is telling you to do. There's no confusion. because you can fully trust and know. The confusion comes from our ego mind trying to protect us, inherited fears, doubts, conditioning. It's all outside of us. It's lies and illusions it's learned behavior. It's not who we are inherently. Okay, so that's where confusion comes into play. When we're connected with Source, we don't have that confusion. I hope this is resonating for somebody. If this is resonating for you, I would really appreciate a comment. I am still doing, on October 31st, on Halloween, I am doing a drawing for for 3 free readings from me. So if you comment on the video, if you like it, if you are a subscriber to the channel, you have an entry, comments and likes, you get another entry. So thank you so much for being here. Please let me know if any of this is heading home for you. Cherish. Okay. Cherish, to me, this is talking about cherishing all parts of us, cherishing the gifts that we've been given in this life that are unique to each one of us. Even though we are all interconnected as the one I am that we all are, we come into this earth, we come into certain bodies, into certain homes, into certain families, because we need those things to expand our soul, to expand our soul's growth and to learn. And so this is about cherishing really all aspects of you, cherishing everything you've been through. I cherish everything that I've been through. I cherish the addiction. I cherish the lessons learned from those things. I cherish the lessons, and the lessons are blessings, because I learned from them and because I overcame them. I cherish all parts of myself. I cherish the awkward one that says all the time in this video, and I used to look at myself and cringe, and it's just because I'm not editing the ums out like a lot of other people do, right? These videos are raw. I literally record it and I post it. I don't edit. I want it to come through authentically. I want it to be a genuine transmission of who I am to you. If we were talking face to face in public, I wouldn't be edited out and glitching, and I'd never say or have a pause. That's not a true transmission to me. It doesn't feel right. I cherish the gifts that I've been given. I cherish that I am very privileged to be born as a white female in the United States of America. I know that that is a privilege. I know that I am very fortunate to be in Southern California right now. I cherish that. I came from Washington State. It was very rainy and gloomy up there, and I was in addiction. It was not so fun. Where I am now, I cherish. I cherish the confusion because it's teaching me something. In that moment, what am I meant to learn? Why am I confused? Where is that confusion coming from? I cherish the unseen, the unknown. I cherish the moments of stillness. I cherish these days that I've just had where I didn't record a video, and my mind was saying, you've got to record a video. There's an algorithm. There's a structure to this. You've got to show up for the people. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. You've got to do that. But everything in me was saying, no, you need to put your love into yourself. You need to cherish yourself. You need to make yourself as whole and full as you can be. And you need a damn new perspective on what the fuck you're doing here on this channel, because you're missing the mark. I'm not a tarot reader. I just got into tarot reading about 8 months ago. It's not my destiny. My destiny isn't to read tarot. My destiny is to be a catalyst of change, to be a mirror reflection to you of who you really are. My destiny, and I've got full body goosebumps, my destiny is connection. My destiny is to be a conduit of communication, of connection from source consciousness to the earth. My destiny is to connect you with the larger non-physical aspect that you are. the infinite cosmic being created of God's source consciousness that is all powerful, all knowing, all capable, not limited in any way, not defined by what you've been through, what you've done, who you've dated, you know, what, like the manipulation, the shame, the guilt, the things that you've done in this lifetime. This lifetime is this big compared to who you are over the grand scheme of things. This is one moment in infinite time where we're at right now. But in this infinite time, we chose to be here at this moment on this earth in this time because our souls knew that we were capable of big, huge, beautiful things, that we were capable of bringing, of anchoring in the light, of anchoring in the divinity, of healing the ancestral lines, of healing our souls, of healing ourselves, of healing others, of sharing our gifts. Your soul came here to be great, not just good, great, and certainly not limited to being called by any sort of title, let alone addict or alcoholic. You are not any one thing. You are a multitude of many, many, many lives, of many stories, of many journeys, of many adventures, of many hopes, of many strengths, of many fears, of many overcomings. You've been a warrior, you've been a king, you've been a queen, you've been an assassin, you've been a mystic, you've been a shaman, you've been a healer. You've done this before. So let's do it great this time, right? Let's not do it again. Your soul wants so much more for you than who you've been up until this point. And I'm saying this because I'm saying this about myself, because I am a mirror reflection of you. We are all a mirror reflection of each other, right? I can look into the eyes of anyone and see an aspect of myself, especially those that I don't necessarily vibe with, that I see a problem with. What are they trying to show me within myself? It's an aspect that maybe I can't accept of myself. We've all been the dark, we've all been the light, but it is the entire spectrum of dark and light that makes us whole, that makes us the I am that we are. I hope this is making sense so far to anybody. So, cherishing all those aspects. What else are we talking about, angels and guides? Compassion. Compassion has been my word of the year. Well, word of the last 6 months. Compassion means unconditional love without judgment. We have shame on the bottom of the deck. So compassion, unconditional love without judgment. And I've talked about this before in readings, right? So it's not an impossible thing to grasp. When you understand that we've all had many lives, that we've all been many things, that we're all on a different path, that we're all right where we are meant to be for our soul's growth, that we are all an aspect of God experiencing itself in every different possible way it can, because God is ever expanding. God is a creator. God wants to grow and experience all the things, all aspects of all life, of all things, and be all, right? And be bigger and bigger and bigger. Like our universe is ever expanding, so is our consciousness, so is source consciousness, where we come from. So is the frequency of source is ever expanding. That's what it wants to do. That is the creator. We are creators. So compassion unconditional love without judgment is kind of a paradox, because it can come quite easily if you can look at it from your God self. If you can understand that you've been that person too, that you've done those things too, that everything dark and light needs to be experienced, and it all needs love shown on it. Having compassion for the darkness that we've been, right? I've done some absolutely terrible, terrible things. I've shot up cocaine in a home with 2 children that I was responsible for raising. I've driven drunk many, many, many times with those children. I've done a lot of terrible things. And I could label them as terrible things and give them that power. Or I could call them things and take my power back from them and say they were just things. What did we learn? Everything happens for a reason beyond our understanding, our 3D understanding anyways, our physical understanding. So can I show that part of myself that was, sneaking off to the bedroom to shoot up drugs when I was supposed to be raising children? Yeah, I absolutely can. Because she was hurt and she felt alone, and she had no understanding of the power that she was. She had no understanding of her infinite soul. She had no understanding that God was not something outside of her, that God was within her all that time. She was so disconnected from the truth of who she was that she felt she needed to use drugs about it to feel something, to feel some sort of connection. She was raised by people who used drugs and swore she'd never be one of them. That poor, sweet, lost girl. She never wanted to be a drug addict. And she had judgment against those who were, and she couldn't understand it. So then she had to experience it. And she did not know who she was. 95% of the people on this planet, 98% of the people on this planet don't know who they are. I still don't know who I am. I don't still know everywhere I've been. I don't know everywhere I've been, what I've done. I know some things about some previous lives, but there's not time in this life to go through every previous one and know all of the things. We get glimpses of it, and we come into this life with talents and knowings that we can't explain, and gifts and desires. Those don't come from nowhere. Our gifts, our talents, our desires come from our soul. It's our soul. If you want something and it's from your heart, not, it's because your soul desires it. I'm not talking about drugs, if you want drugs, it's because you are missing your connection to God. And I want to do whatever I can to help you really feel that and know that. So I'm up for suggestions. If you'd like to leave a comment about something that you would like me to speak on, I would be happy to do so. But we have to have not compassion just for each other and just for what we're going through. And it's compassion doesn't necessarily mean sympathy either. This is Moose. Hi, baby. Hello. There's sympathy, right? There's empathy. But compassion is not judging, looking at it from an objective perspective, looking at it from a God perspective, that everything is a blessing. Compassion is everything is a blessing. Compassion is everything is for our highest and greatest good. And therefore, compassion is not judging as a situation as good or bad. It just is. And in having compassion, you take your power back, because you're not giving it away to something that's outside of you by making assumptions or deeming it one thing or another. That's not for you to decide. Okay, one more. Movement. Interesting. Movement. Okay. Movement came up because there's an incredible importance in moving your body, right? There's a book called The Body Keeps the Score, and I'm not even going to, lie. I've got it sitting on my bedside table. I've not yet read it. But I do know a few things about it, and that movement is a cornerstone of recovery, of overcoming addiction, right? And that is exactly why I became a personal trainer, because when we are coming off of something, coming off of things that give us this false dopamine and serotonin, or not serotonin, but they cover those receptors of those feel-good emotions, and we strip all of that away, and we've depleted those receptors. The way to get that dopamine and that serotonin and those feel-good chemicals going again is movement. But not only that, it's not to replace a drug, it's also to move the trauma that gets stored in your body. Our bodies keep the score, okay? So in our hips is where a lot of trauma is stored. That's where stretching and yoga really come into play. Strength training, lower body, squats, RDLs, deadlifting, movement. Movement is a way of getting the energy of trauma to work itself out of the body, to get it out of the body and moving. Movement is also like Kundalini, getting that energetic flow of our chakras aligned and moving from the root chakra. That there we've got that snake of life force energy at the base of our spine, and movement gets that snake, that life force energy going up through us and up into our mind, up into the pineal gland, and expands our consciousness. Movement is vital for everybody and anybody in the entire world, but especially if you've been through trauma, the traumas that are addiction, the traumas that are child abuse, the traumas that are overdosing, that are suicide, any sort of trauma. Moving your body is vital. Moving your body is one cornerstone of overcoming addiction. If you want to stay in recovery, don't work out. If you want to stay in recovery, don't figure out that you're God. And if you want to stay in recovery, keep seeking something outside yourself for answers. If you want to overcome addiction, move your body. Go into your heart space. Shine light and love on all the dark parts and embrace all of them. Embrace it all as the entirety of you and hold that. Hold your inner child. Talk to your inner child. Treat yourself like a baby bird. Be the mother or father that you never had. Let yourself be the child that you never could. In every one of us, there is a mother, a father, and a child, and they all need attention, and they all need healing, and they all need to feel whole for us to feel whole, for us to be the whole of our full potential. All of those spaces need to be balanced. The divine mother, the divine father, and the inner child. They all need our attention and focus. ways that I do this. I've done a lot on YouTube. There are beautiful, there's a plethora of energy healers, right? Of Reiki healers, energy healers that go into the fascia energetically. You literally lay on your bed or sit in a chair and watch this video. They say you need to set the intention to be here with me now. Yes, I intend to receive this Reiki healing from somebody across the world through my phone on YouTube. Yes. And then you lay there and you consciously connect. All you do is set the intention with your mind. I'm being healed right now. Call in your angels and guides. Angels, guides, ancestors of the highest vibrations of unconditional love, light, and truth. Please be here with me now as I receive this Reiki healing for my for the trauma that's stored in my fascia from the womb, or from between the womb and age 3, or whatever the video is. You can get videos that will clear the ancestral traumas, that will clear your from previous lives, that will clear your dad's the wounding from your paternal side, the wounding from your maternal side, whatever you need, and whatever your body is asking for. Type it into YouTube and find a Reiki video on it. Find a meditation on it. Do hypnosises and subliminals at night. I make subliminals and meditations for these things. See my Buy Me a Coffee link. I also am going to start posting some of those on this channel, because that's what this channel is turning into. I need to give you guys tools and resources. I'm not a Reiki healer yet. So I will source those out. I'm not an astrologer, but I have found loads of keys to my life and my destiny through knowing my natal chart, and finding my point of fortune, finding my chironic wounding, knowing my sun, rising, moon, and Venus signs, knowing my house placements. Those have been life-changing for me, because I understand what my life, what the planets are doing in comparison to when I was born. It's all interconnected, and God's given us a map. It's called your natal chart, and it tells you exactly what you're good at, and why you're here, and when the planets are doing certain things, why you feel certain ways. It tells you when you should be going and buying a car, when you should be applying for that job. But if it's like you get to a point in your consciousness, and you can find all those answers within you. You can sit and connect and feel your body and feel your heart, and trust your own discernment and your own sovereignty, and know when to make those decisions, and know when to rest, and know when to move, and know where your boundaries are. And that will come with time. But start with your natal chart. That's life transformative. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm not going to draw another one of these cards, so hesitation on the bottom. Hesitation. Just trying to stay with my highest eternal soul self at the forefront of this reading. And I asked very, very, very clearly that the angels guided my voice through divine filters of unconditional love, light, and truth for what the collective needed to know, hear, and feel, what the message needed to be for this time. So I trust that it found you well. Let's wrap it up with a little love, because I feel like I was a bit stern. And I don't, this is me mama bearing. This is me stepping into my power of what I'm really here to do, because I've been beating around the bush, and I've been insecure, and I've been all these things that I'm not anymore. I'm not insecure. I know my power. I know who I am and what I came here to be. And I'm just kidding myself by beating around the bush and, being unsure and having doubt and having fear around this whole channel. I kind of had to whip myself in the ass and get a little mad about it, because I know what I'm doing here. And so I'm going to stop playing around with you guys and start being a little more real from a motherly, compassionate sense. And this will find those it resonates for. And if it doesn't resonate for you yet, that's okay too. That's okay too. We're all in a different place, and none of us are in a better place than another. Remember, in a previous life, you've been a high priestess, you've been a queen, you've done this. You've just got to find it in yourself again in this life, right? And we're all in a different place, and we're all exactly where we're meant to be. But if this is resonating for you at all this time, please let me know in the comments. And if it's not, I urge you to go within, to spend the time with yourself, and to look into your natal chart and do these things that I suggested, and come back in 6 months and see where we're at then. So save this video, share it with somebody else who can use it. Kuan Yin is the divine feminine, is a name for the divine feminine aspect of God, source, consciousness. She is the divine feminine aspect of compassion and love that is a facet of the trillion-faceted diamond that is God. So ending with some compassion and love seems very appropriate here. So what does Kuan Yin? That was fast. We have blessings of the Moon Maiden. So on the bottom we have the Book of Changes. So let's find out what blessings of the Moon Maiden has to say. And we're going to leave you with this. So, oh wow, this is beautiful. The Moon Maiden, with her lucky hair, if you can see that, brings auspicious tidings of prosperity and abundance to you now. The universe seeks to replenish, restore, and create through you. Allow yourself to receive beyond what you have thought is possible by opening your heart with gratitude now. Let the blessings of good fortune from the beloved Maiden of the Moon, Kuan Yin, flow easy into your life now. Gifts of abundance and prosperity are flowing to you now. You are being asked to open up to what you believe is possible, and then open up some more. Allow good fortune in all its forms to come to you. Don't limit what you are capable of attracting with false beliefs about how much you deserve or what you are worthy of having. The universe will share with you so much more than you imagine possible as you open your heart and let go of self-imposed limitations, doubts, and fears. The Moon Maiden blesses with great generosity, blessings of good fortune and peace. Yet we must trust how these blessings come to us and accept that we may need to grow for those blessings to manifest in our lives. All blessings need energy within us in which to vest, like a seed needing soil in which to be planted so it can manifest in the physical world as a healthy, vital plant. Blessings such as a new partnership, life path, career opportunity, growth in personal or spiritual power, and financial healing require energy within us to be able to settle and grow into physical form, to be enjoyed and shared in our lives. Our beliefs, openness, vitality, and trust need to be big enough to receive the magnificence of blessings coming to us. Do not limit yourself. Otherwise, it is like asking a wonderful vast oak tree to be planted in a tiny pot, or an ocean to be contained in a thimble. Do you know how easy it is for you to attract even more goodness and support for this growth in your life? Have gratitude for what you have already received and how you have already grown. These blessings would not be coming to you if there was not a readiness and ability within you to receive them. So share something of what you have with others in a way that expands rather than depletes you. You may choose to share kindness, your talents, love or affection, knowledge or material resources. Give from the desire to do so from the heart. Do not seek to give out of fear, obligation, or guilt. Just give what feels good to give, and your heart will open with joy rather than close with anxiety or fear. You will feel good and move even more deeply into the flow of abundance. The divine feminine endlessly creates over and over again, flowing in cycles just like the moon. If you have been through a challenging cycle where your creative ability to manifest seemed to be impeded, this oracle indicates that the tide is changing and your finances, energy, relationships, and vocation are being infused with abundant universal energy. Now, accept the divine grace and know that your abundance helps others feel abundant too. It is a spiritual service to live a life of fullness and joy. So this has been coming for a while. And maybe some of you feel it. Maybe some of you are in this liminal space of in between. My messages are divinely guided. So me being a mirror of you, maybe some of the things I said today you were able to relate to because they apply to you too. And that it was my hope. And that was my intention with this reading. I've been in a liminal space, and like I said, I had to step back, and I went through many, many energetic deaths and rebirths in the time between this message and the last message taking place. Something was off, something wasn't right, and I really had to, I was just forced to go and put all my energy and time into my body, into my home, into treating myself like a baby bird. And really, really, I give myself hugs and love myself, and being that parent that I didn't have, and letting that kid out to play. I've been painting and talking to trees and flowers and playing in the park with my dog and taking a lot of naps. We're all going through this really huge energetic reset at this time. This is the year of the snake. It is the death and the rebirth, like the shedding of the old to make way for the horse and the movement. But aside from that, we have the AI Atlas driving through our solar system that is infusing the earth with more light codes and activations, activating our soul's gifts from previous lives. We're all being activated in a huge way right now. And we are the next wave of teachers, leaders, healers, guides. If you're here in this space right now, you are meant to lead because you've been an addict, because you've been through the toughest, you've been through the darkness, you've been through the suffering. Now you get to be a lighthouse for others. And now you get to be blessed for being that lighthouse, for being who you truly are and who you authentically came to be, without the systems, without the structures, without the limiting beliefs, without the you're supposed to do that, we're supposed to do this. Fuck all that. You're supposed to be you. You're supposed to do what feels right in your heart. You're supposed to follow your joy. You are supposed to connect to source consciously every day. You are supposed to stay centered in your heart. You are supposed to rest when your body wants to rest. You are supposed to move towards your joy, towards your bliss, towards your happiness when you feel motivated to move. You are supposed to help change the world. You are supposed to be the light. Now we get to decide if we answer that call or not. And if you don't answer that call, there's nothing wrong with that. That's very, being the light is just, you're supposed to be your best self by chasing your joy and being the best you can be. By learning from your mistakes, by not beating yourself up, by being love. You're supposed to love yourself. Like all those other people that may not have deserved your love that you loved. Love yourself the most, because your body, your physical vessel, is a temple of God, of source, of consciousness. And I know you've heard that before, your body is a temple. No, fucking start treating it like it. Treat your body like it houses God, because it does. Treat your mind and your heart like they are God, because you are. Treat others like they are your brothers and sisters, because they are. That doesn't mean that you have to drop boundaries and be kind to everybody. It means that you can just not have judgment, and that you can set healthy boundaries with yourself, that you are first keeping your house of God safe. But what is safe? Are you afraid of success, or are you afraid of a genuine threat? You'll know that there are things that are, actually scary in life, that are scary situations, that are dangerous situations that you shouldn't be putting yourself in. But a dangerous situation isn't any that has to do with love. That isn't any that has to do with nurturing yourself. That isn't any that has to do with sharing love and light with others. Those things aren't scary. You're just not used to doing them in this life. But you've done it before, and you're going to do it again, and you're going to do it the greatest and the bestest that you ever have done. Let's be our best this time around, so that we can be a light to others, so that we can raise the vibration of the planet, so that we can get out of all this of the last 1,000 years has just been a lot of about control and about imposing fear and limitations, so that we forgot who we are. We're waking up and remembering who we are. You're cosmic, you're infinite. You've lived many different places all across the universe. You are not limited in any way. I'm going to leave it there, because I just feel like I'm kind of just like beating the hell out of a horse. It's unnecessary. I just want you to know how much you're loved and how much I appreciate you being here. And if this message has found you, it was meant for you. Absolutely. And you'll know that, because it'll resonate, because you'll feel it in your heart, because it might upset you a little bit, because it might be the truest thing that you've ever heard about yourself. So don't beat yourself up anymore. Treat yourself like the new baby bird that you were born into. You have been reborn this year. This year is all just an opportunity to really be born in the truest, highest versions of ourselves. And maybe who we've been, we haven't been our truest, highest version of ourselves in a couple thousand years. It's been dormant because it hasn't been safe. It's now safe. We came into this earth at this time because we knew we could be great. So be great with me. If you'd like me to pray for you, feel free to leave a comment, or you can email me at therecoveryoracle@gmail.com. If you felt so inclined to leave any gratuity, it's not necessary at all. Gratuity is a comment. Gratuity is your energy in the space. But that's also appreciated, and it's in the Buy Me a Coffee link on the homepage and in the description box. I also offer subliminals, meditations, and private readings. So thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time with some more truth bombs that I hope you look forward to absorbing and remembering. Everything that I've told you today is just a reminder. You know it. You know who you are. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.